Hello, and welcome back to Making Civics Matter. Today's lesson is on Bill of Rights, Standard 2.4 and 2.5. Here are the question answers to last week's video, Standard 3.1 and 3.2, Forms and Systems of Government. Question 1 says, if a citizen is voting for a representative, that is usually which form of government? That form of government is a representative democracy. Question 2 says, if a local government has very limited powers, what system of government is this? This system of government is a unitary state. Question 3 says, if power is shared between the federal and state government, what system of government is this? This system of government is the federal system of government. Question 4 says, if my country has no laws, no constitution, and no leader, what does that mean? That means that your country is an anarchy. Question 5 says, if my country is limited by a constitution and my current leader has inherited her power, what form of government does my country have? Your country has a constitutional monarchy. Here's a vocabulary for this week's video. Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution. Separation of church and state, the division between religion and government. Self-incrimination, testifying against oneself. Due process, the fair application of the law to one's case. Eminent domain, the power of the government to take private property for public use. And bail, money or property an accused person gives a court to hold as a guarantee that they will appear for trial. Warrant, an official document issued by a judge authorizing the police or another body to make an arrest or search something or someone. Armed forces, the military, usually consisting of the Air Force, Army, and Navy. Here's the origin of the Bill of Rights. Between 1787 and 1790, the U.S. Constitution was officially ratified. A majority of people felt as though the document did not go far enough in protecting individual rights. A man named Thomas Jefferson agreed and argued a Bill of Rights was needed. The First Amendment. The First Amendment guarantees the 5 basic rights. Those 5 basic rights are freedom of religion. There are no limitations. Freedom of press. No libel, which means no slander of someone through the press. Freedom of speech. No slander, which means that you must not lie about someone to hinder their reputation. Okay. No speech too integral to criminal conduct. Freedom to petition the government. The government is allowed to stop a petition due to the time, place, or manner. Freedom of assembly. The assembly must be peaceful and not getting in the way of other citizens. The Second Amendment. The Second Amendment guarantees only one right. That one right is the right to bear arms. Some places prohibit the carrying and use of firearms. The Third Amendment. The Third Amendment guarantees only one right. That one right is the right to refuse soldiers housing. During the time of war, you must let a soldier inside of your home. The Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment guarantees only one right. That right is The right against unlawful searches and seizures. Searches and seizures authorized by a warrant means that the police may enter your premises or search your body no matter what. Fifth Amendment. The Fifth Amendment guarantees 5 rights. Those 5 rights are the right to not self-incriminate. DNA may incriminate you from collected DNA on a crime scene. The right to a grand jury. If serving in the armed forces, jury will not be consisted of civilians. Right to no double jeopardy. Cases under the criminal level may not be protected by this right. Due process. There are no limitations to due process. And eminent domain. They must provide just compensation for your private property. The Sixth Amendment. The Sixth Amendment gives the accused the rights to a public and speedy trial. There may be exclusion to protect witnesses, to be informed about the charges against them. There are no limitations. The right to an attorney, right to refuse, you have the right to refuse an attorney. An impartial jury, there are no limitations. The Seventh Amendment. The Seventh Amendment guarantees only one right. That right is the right to sue, which is limited by the fact that if you have property that was damaged that was under the value of $20, you do not have the right to sue. And the right to a jury in some civil cases. Of course, only some civil cases require a jury. The Eighth Amendment protects you against cruel and unusual punishment, except for the death penalty. But the death penalty is illegal in some states. Excessive fines and bail, there are no limitations. The Ninth Amendment. The Ninth Amendment gives you rights not specifically enumerated in the Bill of Rights or the Constitution. The 10th Amendment. The 10th Amendment gives states and people powers that aren't listed in the Constitution but also not forbidden by the states. Questions. If I say rude things that are true about the city mayor, am I violating the First Amendment? If I say rude things that are false about the city mayor, am I violating the First Amendment? A police officer came to my home and searched my house with a warrant. Did he violate the Fourth Amendment? And if a judge refuses for me to have a counsel, an attorney, did the judge violate the Sixth Amendment? Here are the socials of Making Civics Matter. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Have a nice day.